Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Yay, we're so excited. Greetings from Jersey. Yes. Hello. Hi, Sophia.
So true. Hi, everybody. So
we're in New York,
Los Angeles and Toronto and Virginia, New Zealand. Wow.
Hi, Rebecca.
So this is going to be a great show. This is our Wednesday night masterclass. We're going to really up it up a little bit today. We're going to be masterclass today. We're going to really because you guys, we know you've been there, and I want to talk to you a little bit more detailed, help you a little bit more tonight.
Yeah, we're going to get pretty detailed. I want to shout out Scott P. I forgot to email you back. I'm going to get back to you, Scott. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight, we are going to give you everything that you need to know about having the absolute perfect complexion. I am here tonight with, for those of you who don't know, Dr. Dennis Gross. He is a world-renowned dermatologist that's seen over 100,000 patients. Every single skin concern, not only has he seen it, but he's treated it. We are excited to put all of his knowledge forth to all of you. But we wanted to start out this class actually, and we wanted to learn a little bit about you guys. So we're going to be asking you some quick questions in the polling, just because we want to see if you've ever watched one of our master classes before. So,
I'm going to say hi to Lynette there. How are you? Good to see you. And Wurawan from Thailand, and late night for Joe in London. Really cool. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit. We're waiting for some results to come in from that first question. Let me just tell you about what I think as a dermatologist. Here's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to take you into the exam room with me in my clinic, okay? You're going to be with me. I'll wear the long white coat. You'll wear the half white coat like a medical student. And we're going to start to look at patients and people who have complexion problems. There are 4 things I will tell you as a dermatologist you need to have perfect to get a perfect complexion, okay? Complexion issues are things like acne, right? Breakouts, even scars. Go ahead.
I just want to let you know we got some results in. So we've got 76% have watched one of our master classes, but 24%, so 31 people have not. This is their first time.
Okay. Okay.
I was going to see, so keep going with what you're saying.
Well, there's another question we're going to ask them right now. Let's just get that question there.
Okay, so this one is, have you guys used our peels before? So what we're really asking is if you've ever tried our iconic product, which is what really put Dr. Gross on the map. He invented the #1 selling at-home peel. So we really want to know about that. And then the second question we're going to ask you after you answer that, the third question, and then we'll get started, is we want to know if breakouts are part of your complexion concerns so that we can actually figure out the best way to curtail this masterclass so you're getting the information you want. Okay, so Dr. Gross, it looks like we have 109 people, 80% people have used our peels, 20% have not. They've never tried them.
Okay.
In terms of breakouts being part of the complexion problem, we've got about 50-50 so far.
Okay.
50%.
Okay, so we're going to have a well-rounded show about complexion, okay? Complexion perfection, what does that mean? Okay. It means that your breakouts are, if you have breakouts of any kind, and some people don't have acne, some people just have pores, some people have a little bit of breakouts, some people have like rosacea issues, and they have scars, right? So that's one category. Then you have to deal with redness. If you have any degree of redness, we got to get that done. Any degree of uneven skin tones, right? And there's several types of redness, several types of uneven skin tones. In the exam room with me, we're going to go over what that means and how to treat them. And then dryness, 4th thing. You need all 4 of those in high-powered gear here so that you really have perfect complexion, okay? That's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to start.
All right. Listen, Virginia said she's so excited to be here. We're so excited to have you.
Hi, Virginia.
Okay, so we're going to get started with the first step on a perfect complexion. And what would that be? Dennis, drum roll.
Cleanse that face of yours. Makeup off. Don't go to sleep with your makeup on ever. Okay, whether you have a complexion problem or you have perfect skin, you don't want that makeup on you. You know, during the course of the day, your skin is getting dirt accumulated on it. There's lots of pollutants out there still, and then there's things that build up on your skin. You got to get that stuff off. Okay, so we're gonna cleanse first. Okay, now bunny ears, like she has on, may or may not be part of your routine. Okay,
they should be.
They should be.
Okay, so cleanser, we've got two different types. We have the all-in-one cleanser, which is a creamy cleanser. I'm going to use this one tonight. And then we also have the alpha beta cleansing gel. So Dennis is going to talk to you each about how you choose a cleanser, and it's mostly based on your skin type. Yeah.
So when you come into the exam room with me, okay, and I wear magnifiers, and you don't need to have those, but you got to look at the skin and you got to say, are you seeing any areas of dryness? Are you seeing areas of redness? Are you seeing any areas where the skin just looks a little tight? And then you ask the person, and I'm asking you, of course, obviously, does your skin feel a little tight after you dry it? Okay, because that should not happen. If you have those issues, then your skin's on a sensitive to dry side. And if that's you, then we recommend the creamy cleanser. Okay, if you instead have like larger pores, if you're looking at your skin and you see breakouts, if you're starting to see shiny skin at the end of the day, a foaming cleanser is better off for you. Okay, so you got to look and inspect and make that decision. Now, these are cleansers that have 3 things going on, and they're really very, very multitasking.
So the other thing, did we talk about how the toner's in the cleanser?
Well, there's 3 different parts to the cleanser, right? So that's what I was going to say, that you're using a cleanser. All 3 of them have a makeup remover built in, a super deep cleanser built in, okay? And it has toners and astringents built in, okay? So makeup, cleanse, and tone. You don't need a separate astringent, a toner. I don't believe in them because I can put it in there for you. And the less products you use, I'm going to tell you, the better. And over cleansing after a certain point, you get the job done, okay? But if you look at some people that I see in my dermatology practice, they're over drying, over scrubbing. Not good, because your skin's off balance. And the things you want to do can't go on so easily.
Speaking of that, let's actually ask another question, because you jogged my memory. And I want to know if you are someone who regularly uses an actual exfoliating scrub. So that's something with like a grainy texture where you can really feel. I want to know how many.
Right, those granules, the scrubs, you know what we're talking about. Versus a creamy cleanser versus a foam cleanser, the particles, the actual like little things in there, like little things that are like scrubbing particles. That's a really important question. I'm going to answer something for you. How do we get? What do we got?
We've got 35% that regularly use them, and we've got 65% that do not.
Okay, I favor not. Okay, I think that you're better off using those scrubs. Okay, we could easily put together a scrub. My team and I could do it. Okay, but as a dermatologist, in principle, I just don't like them. Because you're trying to get rid of some of that dead skin it's on your face, but those little particles are not doing a great job. It's not a wholesome way to go because it's scratching the skin surface. Okay, you rather use ingredients that are a built-in toner, that are solutions that help take off the dead layers of skin. Okay, and not use a scrub. Most of the time, scrubs throw your skin off balance. Right? They make your skin a little bit red. They make your skin a little bit dry. Even if you're oily, we're going to talk about oily skin at the end here. You know what? Scrubs may not be the best way to go, especially if you want to start doing treatments. We're all listening to this show because you want to know how to get your skin better. Scrubs throw your skin off balance. Don't love them.
Yeah. I was actually it was weird when I was younger and I actually had active acne. I had started using scrubs and my acne was getting worse. And I genuinely think that the scrubs were actually like spreading the bacteria.
I think that what happens is that people with any complexion problem, and I know out there right now, half of you have some issues with your complexion. The truth is that drying your skin too much in general is not a good idea. And a big problem with, as a dermatologist, lots of people came into my office and they were scrubbing their faces so much that they were getting too dry. Dry skin is not the best way to get perfect complexion, okay? You want radiance and you want hydration, and a lot of people have breakout issues with dry skin too, so it doesn't mean that oil is the enemy, okay? So be careful. Balance is the key.
Okay. So the other thing that I want to talk about is the next step in our skincare routine. And I think we would go right into, do you want to talk a little bit about LED?
Sure.
For perfect complexion, because I think that is most certainly important. Yes. So, also people asking about the code for today. I'm so sorry. I always forget. The code is 513 perfect 20. So, and that's 20% off whatever you need to purchase for your perfect skincare. Okay. All right. This is our LED Spectralite Facewear Pro. This is, in my opinion, one of the biggest breakthroughs that's ever been made in, how you can treat your skin at home. This is a medical device, FDA cleared, approved. It has 3 settings: red light, blue light, and both of them together. Dr. Gross, please explain why LED is such a necessary ingredient, as you like to say, for the perfect complexion.
Here's the thing. You know what? We are now in a new age of dermatology, right? If you came into my practice 5 years ago, there are things now that you can do at home that were not possible. This is the game changer. This is the next level. We always had creams, we've had solutions, we've had lotions and gels. LED is a treatment you can do at home that has the results that you get in a doctor's office. And we figured, why not, if we can, and we technologically had to perfect this device, give results at home that you can get from a doctor's office, okay? That's the next level. LED, when you use this and you put the red light on, this is going to help build your skin's own collagen, firm your skin. So people out there who want to have firmer fine lines and wrinkles and you have laxity and all those issues, that's all collagen problem. This helps build your own collagen, and you can't drink it. That's a myth. Okay, you got to make more of your own. If you have redness, now lots of people complain about redness. This will help you too. Okay, this is why it's the most diversified device. And then if you have complexion problems, the other color is blue. You press the button twice and you kill the bacteria that causes acne. It actually kills it, and it starts to regulate your own oil issues. And then if you want both complexion and anti-aging, hit the button 3 times. You get both. Okay, that's her.
That's me. And so, someone was asking, is it purple or blue? It's blue light. When you click the third light, sometimes it actually kind of looks like it may be a purple color, but it's blue and red light combined.
Yeah.
The other thing that I love about this mask is I think it's so genius that there are 3 settings, because basically he wanted it to be, you wanted it to be a medical device that could be shared in a family, right? So say you have a 12-year-old son who is suffering from his first beginning breakouts, but he doesn't necessarily need red light. He can use the second setting while mom uses the third. Right. People want to know if LED works on all skin colors.
It does. It does. Human skin is human skin. There's a receptor the skin has for LED, okay? Which means that the receptors, what's a receptor, okay? This is a doorway, it's a gateway that the skin has to allow an ingredient in, right? There's a separate doorway just for LED light. That's why it's an ingredient. How incredible is that? You can't feel it, you can't touch it, but it's a light that enters your skin and does those things that we just talked about. The collagen, the redness, the oil control, the killing of bacteria that causes acne. All those things work separately than all the other products you use. That's why it's a breakthrough.
And, someone asked, Renee actually asked, what about drinking marine collagen peptides?
Well, you know what? My team and I always say, show me the data, okay? Yeah. Drinking any of those things, peptides, for example, you know what? Here's a conversation I have with a lot of my patients. The best approach to getting really great skin is applying things directly to the skin, topically. Feed your skin, okay? It's an external organ. Of course, you want to have a healthy diet, but ingredients like peptides, if you eat them, your digestive system breaks them down, and they're no longer peptides once they reach the skin. They've been through your digestive tract. They're broken down to molecules. You got to put peptides on your skin. You got to put vitamin C on your skin. You got to put LED on your skin. It's a whole different story, but that's how the skin responds, okay?
So speaking of LED, so I actually do 1 3-minute treatment on my face, and then I actually flip it around and I do another 3-minute treatment on my neck. And this is also because I tend to get hormonal breakouts along my jawline. So I do it on the third setting, which is treating both of the breakouts, and it's stimulating collagen in my neck, which is one of the first places that depletes it.
Yeah.
So the next thing that I want to actually, we want to run another poll, and we want to ask you guys a question, because another thing that LED is amazing on is acne scars. So if you have acne scars, we want to know if they're like indented, almost like a hole, if they're dark marks, or if they're both. So can you give me a little bit of your answers so that we have an idea of what you guys are seeing? Let's see here. Okay, so we've got 40% that have both. We have 55% that have dark marks. We've got 10% that have indentations. So if you're someone with indentations, take it away, Dennis.
Okay. So first of all, notice this, okay? You're in a room with me now, okay? And one person says, I have acne scars, and you look at their skin and they have indentations. The next room you come in with me, the person says, I have acne scars, and they don't have indentations, they have dark spots, okay? Here's the thing. There are 2 different types of acne scars, and they're very different. And for you to really know how to best treat yours, you got to know which one of the 2 you have, okay? The indentation, guys, build collagen. That gets it done. This is another thing it does. If you start to treat and prevent acne in the first place, the dark spots you get where the acne was, if that's your type of acne scar, this is going to help you too, okay? So now I want you to know there's more stuff coming down the road in this show that we're going to talk about, but here's the thing you got to know. Think about which type you have. We use these words acne scars to mean 2 different things. They're different. I also want to say one thing before we go on. Renee has hormonal acne, okay? I want you to know that whether you have hormonal acne, which is acne down here for women, or T-zone acne, or acne all over, or cystic acne, this is going to help all forms of acne. As a dermatologist, I have to tell you, you have to treat with one product all forms of acne, and we're going to do that for you, okay? This is going to help acne of all types.
And you know what? Someone actually asked a pretty good question. She said she's new to the skincare world, so she wants to know what exactly is collagen. And actually, Dennis, I think you'll be very proud because our esthetician Kayla answered that it's a protein that provides structure to the skin. It breaks down as we mature. Therefore, we have devices like LED in order to stimulate our own collagen production.
Exactly. So that's the difference between having youthful skin and skin that's older, okay? Your skin's not as thick when you get older because you lose those fibers, right? Everybody knows, MASTERCLASS, right? We know that there's an epidermis and a dermis, right? You've heard those terms. What does that mean? Epidermis is the top layer of skin. We're going to talk more about that when you get to retinol, you get to peels, you get to vitamin C. The lower layer, the dermis, is if you looked under a microscope, it's fibers. It's what makes the skin thick. That's where the collagen lives, okay? And it's a protein that looks like just fibers that gives skin that beautiful firmness. And that's how if you have fine lines and wrinkles, you need more. We're going to build it back. You can't drink it. It's a protein. You drink that protein, what happens? The digestive tract, your stomach, breaks it down. It's not a protein when it gets to your skin, okay? You got to build it yourself.
Okay. So next step, I want to talk about the iconic product, Dr. Dennis Gross Daily Peel Pads, which what we were asking you guys before. And I can't believe that there's, 30% of you that haven't tried these, because let me tell you, go ahead and use that code 513perfect20, because this is about to change your life. Okay. So there are 3 different types, and what these peels do, they work on pigmentation. They work on fine lines and wrinkles. They work on pores. They work on breakouts, pretty much anything that you can think of. There's 3 different types. I'm going to go ahead and use the universal today. And how you use them is there's 2 steps. So the first part is you'll take out step 1 and you'll see that it's a pre-saturated pad that has all of the ingredients already on it. And this is super saturated, so there's more than enough product. I'll be able to do it all over my face, down my neck, across my chest. I can do it on the back of my hands. And then you want to wait 2 minutes before step 2. So, Dr. Gross, let's talk about the skin types and how you choose which peel is right for you.
Okay, so you're back in the exam room, okay? Oh. And I want you to know.
Okay, I think he froze. Okay, so would you use LED after microcurrent? You could use it after or before. All right, so I want to talk about how you choose based on your skin type. If you are someone that is currently pregnant or you have really dry, sensitive skin or rosacea, you're going to go ahead and use the Ultra Gentle. All right, and that's 3 acids. For me, I have normal to combo skin, and I use the universal, which is what I just demoed, and that has 5 acids. And then you're going to use, if you're combo, if you're battling with pigmentation, if you're super oily, if you have larger pores, you're dealing with active acne, you're going to go ahead and use the extra strength, and that has 7 acids.
Right. So that's how you do it, right? You got to know your skin type, okay? If you're pregnant, you have sensitive skin, right? You got to use the Ultra Gentle. Everybody else, just follow those instructions. And people hear the word peel, right? And sometimes people say, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Some people hear the word peel and they say, little worrisome about that. I understand the concern with the word acids, but I want you to understand something very important. First of all, I agree. Acids that you leave on the skin, we don't do that. I don't believe in that as a dermatologist. But putting acids on for 2 minutes only, and then you shut them off with the second step, now that's the way to do it. That's how dermatologists have done it for decades, and that's why it's still a hugely popular procedure, because as you heard Renee say, it does all those things for your complexion.
So someone's asking Karen if you can use peels with sebaceous dermatitis.
Seborrheic dermatitis, you know what, you can. Absolutely. That's a sensitive skin condition, but you know what? I have it myself. I really do. And I battle it, and I know exactly what I do. When I have it, I use the gentle version. You got no issues there. It's really terrific. I just want to finish this one point I was developing now. So acids, if you put the second step on, okay, are a great thing to do. Did you know that the skin is naturally acidic by itself? It really is. The skin's pH is on the acid side. And the skin loves to be in its own environment. It's just natural. It's like the lungs love to be in oxygen, okay? So you want to use acids, but you have to turn them off. That's why the real treatment for peels, 2 steps. That's why this peel has become America's favorite, okay? Because it has the benefits of great results, and it soothes the skin at the same time, and it shuts off those acids.
And Dr. Gross, just so you know, this isn't just America's favorite, okay? This is the #1 selling peel in the entire world, and a box of these sells every 13 seconds. So this is the world's favorite peel, okay?
Yeah,
so now
you're right. If I look at Ron from Thailand, I'm sorry. She's right, okay? Yeah. And the other thing is that what happens is if you have a complexion problem, okay, you got to know that the #1 reason for all forms of breakouts is a clogged pore, okay? It's congestion, it's buildup in that pore. After that pore gets blocked, bacteria starts to grow. Bacteria starts to grow, you get redness because your immune system starts to attack the bacteria. Now you get bumpy breakouts, okay? And it progresses to cystic breakouts. This is a way to decongest your pores dramatically. You got to prevent acne and you got to treat acne at the same time. That's what these peels do. Okay.
Okay. So I'm seeing a bunch of really good questions. And one thing that I think people always ask is like, okay, I use straight 30% mandelic acid, or I use 20% glycolic acid, twice a week. Why do you not formulate with just a percentage of one acid?
It's too much. It's too strong. That's 20% glycolic, 30% Mendel. Those are super strong exfoliators, right? They are stripping your skin, okay? They're doing too much. Acids are great, but you gotta keep control over them. Putting them on and leaving them on, it's going to backfire, okay? And that's the difference. There's no such thing as a one-step peel. It's a strong exfoliator if it's a single step. The first step in the alpha beta peel is multiple acids that do add up, but not even, we don't like one acid, we use a blend, a family of them, alpha and beta hydroxy acids. That's what we show. Our research team found that when you do it that way, you get phenomenal results with the pores, with your fine lines and wrinkles, with your collagen, with your uneven skin tones, and you keep your skin in balance so you can do it on a daily basis. That's what happens as you get older or you have a skin problem, you need to correct it on a regular basis. Single acids at high concentrations, that's not going to work. Lady with the bunny ears. I wonder if you're frozen. Okay, so what's up next? Okay, so one of us isn't connect. There's a breakdown in our communication.
I know we're both kind of freezing. I don't know why, but I think we're back now.
Okay.
So we're getting a lot of questions that I want to tackle. Okay, what if can you address the potential of over exfoliate with other products?
You know what? Over exfoliating is going to destroy your moisture barrier, okay? Your skin is designed, our skin is designed. You walk into that exam room with me, when you see somebody who's overstripped their skin by using acids that are too strong, that are not controlled by using a second step, like the alpha beta pill, it shuts them down because that second step neutralizes and then soothes and then has the opportunity to feed them with over 20 anti-aging wholesome ingredients that keep the skin healthy. If you don't do it that way, what you're going to see with me in my exam room, you're going to start to see redness. You're going to see people who have red skin look even worse. You're going to see people who have acne, the acne gets angrier, okay? And then there's issues with dryness. And dryness can actually plug your pores even worse. It's an interesting point, okay? You got to keep your skin in balance. It's like a perfect exercise. You work out, you feel good, you're not sore the next day. If you are, you're not going to have the great workout the next day. Every day you need to work with the skin, keep it in balance, and then it will cooperate, okay? That's how, this is what a Dr. Dennis Gross Skincare, I guarantee you, as a dermatologist, what we're always going to do is keep your skin in balance so that we can work with it and keep it improving in the way you want.
Okay, and then this is actually a really good question, Dennis. What are the typical symptoms of a compromised barrier?
Couple things. You can actually start to see redness. You can see dry flakes. You can see zones where the skin looks patchy and red, okay? You can actually, after you wash your face, you can feel tight. You should not be aware of your skin. I asked this question inside the exam room because if you feel tight after you wash your face, that's the beginning of dryness, okay? So those are the signs. You should feel nothing and it should look perfectly balanced, okay? Anything else is out of balance.
Okay, so Mickey asked, two good questions. One, can you experience purging? Sometimes that can happen and it's completely normal. Sometimes when you start using the peel that first week, it brings everything to the surface and you've got to kind of battle through till the next week till you have that perfect complexion. But also, Mickey, you said the best way to clear pores that have been clogged for a while. So I think peeling is your first step to that. But I think the next product that we're going to talk about is what leads into that, right, Dr. Gross? Because the next thing I was going to pull up was
this is
alpha beta pore perfecting serum.
So let me tell you about pores, okay? So sometimes pores look large, and sometimes pores actually lead to acne, right? Large pores are blocked pores. They'll become blackheads that we just talked about. Then you get the whiteheads, and then you get the redness, and you get the bumps. The problem is that pores can get blocked so many different ways because that pore sitting on the top of the skin, that's just the beginning of where the origin was in an oil gland down below. And it's a pipeline. So you can start to get blockages anywhere. This pore perfecting serum is something that unblocks and prevents blocked pores in 7 different ways. It's complicated stuff. There's no such thing as one ingredient that's going to take care of your pores. That was our problem with what we were seeing out there, salicylic acid, only ingredient in a product that uses for pores. It's so much more complicated than that, but you have to understand that that's also why you get purging. When we had that question a minute ago, that blockage sometimes is in that entire pipeline. And what the alpha beta peel is going to do is it's going to pump out that stuff and clear you. And then you continue and you won't break out anymore. This pore serum is going to help that. This is a great thing. Sometimes you can use it as a spot treatment, Renee, right? That's how you do it?
Yeah, I put it all over tonight just because my skin has been feeling a little congested lately, but I normally put this as a spot treatment because where I get enlarged pores is on my nose. And I know that any breakouts that I get are coming here. So I always put it along my jawline as well. But another thing that someone was asking is someone actually mentioned that they love this serum because it's really helped their pores, but it also hasn't dried them out.
Right.
And I think that's a common misconception. People think when they get a pimple, they need to just like put benzoyl peroxide or whatever drying product they can. And can you explain why that's not something that you believe in?
Right. Well, so first of all, I love the fact that someone just made a very important. The skin stayed in balance. We treated your pores, but we didn't dry you out, right? Because that's our guarantee. We're not going to throw your skin off balance. That's how you get results. And there are people out there who have got redness issues, who have large pores, and they want something for that. Great idea is the pore serum. Okay. So how does that happen? Because you have to understand. There's 7 different reasons, and you got to just use them all in a product, and your skin will stay in balance. So you're not going to get dry, because lots of people, that was another problem that I noticed as a dermatologist, back to the exam room with you, people were saying, I'm treating my pores, and look at me, I'm all red, and my skin is dry, and it's raw. Lots of times that makes it worse, and that's not the way to do it. This is a product that keeps your skin in balance while it works on your pores. And it's a great way to spot treat if that's all you have. Or if you have acne, that 1-2 punch peels, and then your alpha beta pore serum. Great together.
So we're going to do another poll real quick. And we're going to ask the question, because I love learning about you guys. We want to know if you spot treat with acne products or if you use them all over. Let us know, if you have a breakout, are you just putting a product on the breakout, or are you actually using that all over?
Okay.
Let's see what we get.
Oh, I want to hear this one. Ladies and gentlemen, masterclass time. Let's really we asked this question for a reason. I asked this question in my exam room. This is how you're in the room with me. What you got?
All right. So we've got 75% that spot treat, and we have 25% that use all over.
Okay. All right. If there's anything I'm going to accomplish in this masterclass, is to you folks, your spot treatment idea. No, please understand something. You don't know where your next pimple is coming from. And the pimple you see today started 2 weeks ago. So you have to, once you start to spot treat, you've already lost the big picture. You got to use products all over to stop the blockages, to help get rid of the bacteria, and to make sure that you're going to clear, and this way it won't come back. You're always chasing your tail if you spot treat, okay? Because your congestion is happening in places, and that's not the way to go. The alpha beta peel is put on everywhere. The Face Wear Pro treats the whole entire face. The pore serum, if you have acne, use it all over. If you have just spots of where you have pores, large pores, you can use it as spot treatment. But don't only use products as a spot treatment. You will have such better improvements if you just apply it all over, okay? Try it and you will see.
Now, speaking of, the other spectrum, so we've talked about a lot about breakouts, right? But someone's asking, and, this is all about getting the perfect complexion. People are saying, well, is the pore serum the same as the stress serum? No, it's not. But a skin type that this is really great for, I would say with anybody with inflammation or rosacea, red skin, I've never seen a product calm redness like the stress serum, which is formulated with niacinamide and superfoods. And Dennis, I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about the benefits of superfoods and B3, which is niacinamide.
Right. So why do you have red skin? Right. People come into my office and they sit down and they say that my skin's redness is getting worse, or I have a flare up. That they're doing great, and all of a sudden, once in a while, their skin flares up, and they've noticed that coming out of the shower, their skin gets really red, or coming in from hot weather or cold weather extremes. It's all about the fact that your skin has a lot of circulation. That's just your skin type. And you also have inflammation, okay? You're sensitive. If you have redness in your skin, I promise you, that means you have sensitive skin. That's your skin type, period, okay? And this is a product that soothes the skin like no other, okay? And the way it works, our team, we cracked the code. We take niacinamide, vitamin B3. We take superfoods, 20 of them. These ingredients that come from nature's powerful antioxidants, and add adaptogens, which are superfoods, and put them in microscopic capsules, and that delivers them into the skin layers, the dermis we talked about, down deep, and then it gets into the cells. The unbelievable soothing effect it has works on redness great, because it works on all those issues that occur, which is why you have redness.
So a couple things, because people are saying a lot of good questions in here. All right, what about aging? Yes. So listen, this is also going to help with aging. LED is the best thing you can do for aging because it helps stimulate your own collagen. Same with peels. Yes, a lot of these products treat both breakouts, but they treat aging concerns as well. And that's the whole point.
We are an anti-aging company, okay? And we ask questions in the beginning, and we focused on complexion perfection, right? We do these master classes every Wednesday and then 2 shows on Saturdays, okay? And then we have shows devoted just to aging. So stay tuned, and fine lines and wrinkles and more deep dive into collagen and elastin. You're gonna hear more about that soon. We have all the technology, but what Renee is saying, I wanna echo. The collagen story, every time you hear the word collagen, we got the anti-aging in there. The fine lines and wrinkles, the laxity, the grooves, the 11s, all of that is a collagen story. So one thing that we can do is we can help you in many different ways with one single product. And that's what we're proud of.
And Brittany, I will talk about listing the serums, thinnest, thickest, so how you know how to apply. I use the pore serum first because of that thin viscosity, and then I use the stress serum after. So that is the correct way to do it. You always want to put the thinnest stuff on first. Also, Daisy, you asked if you can use the Dr. Dennis Gross products after a microneedling procedure. You can. Absolutely.
Very good idea.
And listen, yeah, great idea. Okay, when your pimple comes to a head and it pops on its own, will that still create scarring?
Probably not. Good question, okay? Because it's probably not that deep. It's the cysts that do it. By the way, over scrubbing and making your skin off balance and challenging it even more when you have breakouts is an additive factor to the chance of scarring, okay? So, but if you gently just wash your face with a washcloth, gently, don't overdo it. But if that gets rid of that pimple, you probably just prevented a scar.
Okay, I actually want to pull up another question now, because now that I've applied serum, the next step in my regimen would be to go ahead and apply moisturizer. And I would like to know if you all currently use a moisturizer. I'm interested to see how many are actually using a consistent moisturizer throughout the day. So let me start. Okay. So we have about 97% that do use a moisturizer, and about 4% that don't.
Right.
96%.
That's great. And the reason we ask, okay, is because lots of times when I walk into the exam room, I want you to know what I hear is that people use with any complexion problem are using moisturizers that have oil in them that can break them out, right? If your problem is a blocked pore and your oil chemistry is at fault, because when you have a blocked pore, it means your own oils are too heavy for their own good. It's not flowing out. It's too heavy. On top of that, if you add oils, you're going to make your acne worse. You're going to make rosacea worse. You can make your blackheads and your pores look larger. Oil-free moisturizers are the way to go. So many of you are using a moisturizer. I just want you to know we have 2 different moisturizers, and I'm a big believer in teaching that oil-free is really important. And now, if you have no issues and your skin's really, really dry, we have 2 moisturizers, the Alpha Beta Moisturizer and the Moisture Cushion. Those are both oil-free, okay? And one's a little more creamy. That's the white one. The blue guy is really something that's really like a lightweight gel. You just choose one you like. But if you have drier skin, really dry skin, then we can use the Royal Blue Stress Serum cousin, the moisturizer. This is an incredible, rich moisturizer. It's non-comedogenic, and it's great for people who have really dry skin.
And someone actually asked me if the C+ Collagen Deep Cream would be good if you have rosacea too. Absolutely. Our deep cream is so calming as well, and it's such a beautiful hydration level for people who are experiencing dry skin as well.
And the technology in moisturizers varies a lot. And what I did with my team was we made sure that there's 3 different things about moisturizing, okay? You have to internally hydrate the skin. That's hyaluronic acid. I'm a big believer in using it every time. Then you have to repair your own moisture barrier, right? The water, you can lose water by evaporation because your skin is challenged, and you got to help give it ingredients like niacinamide to help improve the moisture barrier. And then you got to add, third thing, you got to add things that actually do seal in the skin. It doesn't have to be oils all the time, but if you want oils, we got them in there too with the vitamin C deep cream or with the stress serum and the stress moisturizer, the Royal Blue guys.
Yep. So someone asked if the stress line is oil free. No, it is not, Carly. So that's important to know too. But the other moisturizer that I don't want to forget about, and actually is probably one of my all-time favorite night creams, and that's another thing that we can talk about, Dennis, how you discovered like why products work differently at night than they do in the day. Yeah. But this ferulic and retinol moisturizer is an amazing PM moisture. And Jordan actually just said, hey, should we use 2 different moisturizers, one in the AM and one in the PM? Can you explain that?
Well, here's the story. You know, a night cream is supposed to have for you the ability to moisturize your skin. And if you have fine lines and you want to improve that, this is something that the retinol and ferulic acid product, that brown jar, is a really good call because it has niacinamide, which helps build back your moisture barrier. But retinol, I'm sure you've all heard of it. Retinol onto itself, an incredible ingredient. I love it. It's vitamin A tweaked a little bit. You take science, add it to nature, and you get a great combination. And retinol is a perfect example. But it's not harsh anymore because we add ferulic acid. So it's an amazing anti-aging moisturizer, okay? So here's the way you navigate. Oil-free, lightweight or heavyweight, if you have breakouts. You need a heavier moisturizer. You want soothing, you can go with the stress serum, the stress cream. You want some vitamin D and some vitamin C, you can go and do the deep cream. You want some anti-aging, you can use the retinol. So this is what we're talking about. These are products you use all over. We have to talk a little bit about a product that you can use for scars and brown spots. A lot of people have discoloration, okay? And that's something that, because we've heard people have the valleys, but a lot more people who we know are listening have the discoloration, okay? So IPL serum, I think, Renee, is really the next thing. I want you to tell us how you use it and what you tell your clients about IPL serum.
Okay, so IPL serum, I would actually put this on the same time that I applied the pore serum, which is at the very beginning after I peel. Okay, and I personally use this as a spot treatment because I have some sunspots, but this can be used for like melasma or pigmentation. The thing that I love about this is that, you know, Dennis, you were able to create a product that's as effective as a prescription strength, as effective as 4% hydroquinone, but with none of the side effects. So I think that that's something that's really, really amazing, that this is like a clean product and that isn't formulated with anything that can be harsh to my skin, but can still give me the same results in terms of evening out my skin tone.
And when you come into the exam room and you look at the skin, okay, pigmentation problems, there's different types, and this works on all of them. Some people have discoloration all over their face in certain zones, right? Like patchy clouds of discoloration. Others just have it in marks where they had previous inflammation or previous breakouts, okay? And then you have like the sunspots, okay, that look like freckles, large freckles. All of those issues are because the skin's making too much of something called melanin, pigmentation. This is the product that targets pigmentation regardless of which type you have, okay? So Renee is saying it exactly the way to use it. Spot treat this one, or put it in zones if you have melasma. This is a product that's going to get the job done because it has ingredients, 5 different ways to stop that hyperpigmentation problem. Talk to me. Okay, so one of us is frozen. If I'm not frozen, then I'm going to just talk a little bit. Let's talk about.
I got a little frozen there on my end. It's weird because people are saying that I'm not frozen, but I get frozen and I can't hear you. It's so weird.
Okay.
Okay, but anyway, so one thing that I want to just quickly say, because I'm seeing the chats go crazy. Okay, the code, yes, we put that back in the chat, but also Canada, the code, you're right, that code will not work for Canada, but if you are in Canada, please use the code Renee, RENEE 20, and that will work. Okay, so go ahead. So what were you saying, Dr. Gross? I'm so sorry.
Here's the Ipl serum for those people who've got discoloration for any reason. We explained how it works, okay? I just think that if you have the indentation problem, a lot of people have acne scars. On this particular show, our survey showed that more people had the discoloration story. But if you have those valleys, right, now's the time to talk about spot treatment, right? We talked about how important it is for acne to treat all over, for anti-aging, wrinkles, and collagen production, treat all over. But if you have zones of just pores, you can treat the pore serum. If you have discoloration, Ipl serum. Indented acne scars, C+ collagen serum. That's another one I really think we should talk a little bit about that one, the C+ collagen.
Okay, we can talk about C+ collagen, but also we only have 12 minutes left and we've got to get to eyes because I know we're getting a lot of stuff about eyes. C+ collagen, this one is the one he's talking about, right, for those acne indentations, Dennis?
Yeah, that's the one. It's really incredible. It's a vitamin C with an energy complex, targets those indentations, builds back your collagen, okay? It's also going to be, we're going to talk about this in other shows where we talk about anti-aging. It multitasks and builds, it's great for crinkling of the skin. But eyes, let me talk about eyes. Go for it.
Really quick, I want you to know what I call this. I call this the BLT because it brighten, lighten, tighten.
Ooh, I love it.
Your BLT for your face. Okay, so eyes. So someone had mentioned earlier that they've tried every eye cream and they still have lines underneath the eye. Mm-hmm. If that's what's happening to you, I really would say that you need to invest in LED, because if you're trying every eye cream, you're not seeing a difference. I really, again, would do LED to actually treat those wrinkles. But can we talk a little bit about a product that you would recommend for eye bags, for
sure.
like puffiness?
Puffiness now, listen, especially nowadays, with this pandemic we're living through, people are starting to see more puffiness. You know, the skin is challenged. You know, a glass of wine never was a problem. Next thing you know, the next day you get puffy. Okay, you're more stressed. This is back to the stress line, right? The royal blue, guys. We color code our products. This is the one that really helps soothe the skin here. And if puffiness is your issue, it's a fantastic moisturizing, product that depuffs the skin, okay? Now, I don't want to shortchange this. This works on fine lines as well. This works on uneven skin tones, but it's a master. We're going to try to give you products that moisturize always, but give you the added benefit of something that you can target your problem and see results for that too. Puffiness, that baby.
Okay, so the eye cream that I'm going to use, this is one of my favorites. I use it every single night. I think that this is the best one to target crow's feet. I also actually apply this in between my brows as well. And this is part of our ferulic and retinol collection.
Retinol, you've all heard of retinol, okay? The key thing, and retinol is fantastic. It's the master of surface imperfections. It's great for those fine lines. This is a product that you can use around the eyes, right? That's the breakthrough. Retinol, which you might have heard of, has been in the past, historically, back in my exam room, oftentimes I see people who had redness from retinol. My team and I, we set out to improve that, so we combined it with an antioxidant called ferulic acid. Retinol is ingenious, but it's not an antioxidant. You got to couple it, okay? So that's why I use it. Now, the last show Renee and I had, I laughed at her because she had the mask on and the bunny ears. And now she's laughing at me.
No, I'm not laughing at you. So I just saw in the chat, I think I'm beginning like to be known as Cheryl just said, Renee, where's your wine? I'm like, it's here, Cheryl.
And you know what's funny? I purposely did not bring my wine to this show right now because I was so pumped to have this masterclass, and I'm very happy. I'm going to reward myself in about 8 minutes. But I got to tell you, listen, I can tell. I know Renee. She drinks, but she doesn't overdo it. But she loves to have a glass of wine during these shows because it helps her be more in the moment, and her skin still looks great. So balance with products and enjoy your wine.
Yeah. So I am a little nervous on camera, so it definitely helps me to have a glass of wine while I talk to all of you guys. But someone also asked an important question. I think it was Crystal who asked that said, does alcohol break down collagen?
Listen, in excess, I think alcohol in excess, definitely. Yes, it causes free radicals, right? Everything in moderation. But remember, even free radicals, when you get them, you apply topical antioxidants. Vitamin C is ingenious, okay? So we showed you that C plus collagen, the BLT thing she showed you. That is going to help free radicals. Superfoods, you can't go wrong with ingredients that come from nature. That product that has all those incredible antioxidants, to over 20 in there, it just helps prevent breakdown of collagen from air pollution to aging to metabolism to alcohol, okay? But you got to deliver it, and that's what we do.
And Karen asked, what about sugar?
Sugar, I got to tell you something. So in my lab, a career dermatologist, and I spent a lot of time in the research lab for skin. I'm a career dermatologist. Sugar, there is research that shows this thing called glycation, G-L-Y. Glycation is something that does happen to the blood vessels in skin with too much sugar. It's the real deal. Now, a lot of times there's myths, I will tell you. There's no data that shows chocolate breaks you out. Although if you think chocolate does, don't go there. But glycation and sugar seems to be the enemy, okay?
Okay, so now we're getting a lot of questions. So Cecilia wants to know about caffeine.
Caffeine, you know what I think about caffeine? Caffeine does not, as an ingredient, does not cause aging issues. Caffeine does cause facial tension. It does cause people to get a little bit more uptight. It causes adrenaline levels. It makes you more awake, but too much caffeine creates tension. Where there's tension, there's wrinkles because you're going to squint. You're going to raise your brow. You're going to tense your skin. The skin is the innocent bystander to all that movement, and collagen breaks down. So caffeine too much, I think it's an issue. The answer to it is all the collagen builders, the Faceware Pro, the vitamin C, the retinol, the peels. Can't go wrong. But caffeine, if it stresses you out, and no caffeine after 4 o'clock. Can't do that. It's too late. It's going to invade your sleep. It takes away REM sleep. Bad.
There's a couple things I want to point out here because there's a lot of questions about this, Dennis. But one thing I want to point out is, Karen, you're a sugar addict. So am I. And I will tell you that if you're taking care of your skin, I'm probably the most unhealthy person that Dennis knows. I love my sugar. I love my fried foods. It's awful, but I take really good care of my skin. And also, just to make it very clear to everyone, Dennis loves coffee and has caffeine every morning. Just want to point that out too. So he's not perfect. Okay. I'm pointing out his flaws too. So he
perfect. No, perfect. I don't want to be perfect. I don't want to be, I want nice skin, but I want to have fun. So you can have both.
And then somebody wants to know too, like, what about dairy foods?
Here's the thing about dairy. I don't know, okay? Because I will tell you, research does not have an answer. And I'm going to report to you something here. If you feel dairy has made a difference by cutting it out in your life, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I have learned all those things I talked to you about today, bringing you into the exam room. I have learned that medical science is not 100% applicable for 100% of the people. If you've made an observation about your skin with some dietary measure, even if it says in the textbook we don't know or we don't think so, I never disagree with people. Never. So if it works for you, stay with it, okay?